Patriots win the toss, defer. Jets will receive. We go downstairs. Say hello to Otis Livingston.
All right, thanks a lot, Spiro. And in advance of what could be Rex Ryan's final matchup against the Patriots as Jets head coach, we asked him what was his fondest memory of this rivalry. He pointed to his very first home game, September 20th, 2009. The mentality around the organization was just keep it close and respectable. He said, no, we're here to win. He said they did 16-9, and that changed the culture around here. Wouldn't it be a great bookend if they could rise up today in what should or could be his final home game against the Patriots?
All right, Otis, thank you. This is Percy Harvin. Crosses the 10. That is met hard at the 15-yard line by that New England kick game. So here comes Geno Smith, second-year quarterback who has had certainly his ups and downs here in his time with the Jets. 2-9, Sally, as a starter this season.
Yeah, Geno Smith, since being reinserted into the starting lineup, I think has played rather well. Today, look for the Jets to rely on the running game to try to keep Tom Brady off the field.
Chris Johnson starts the game as the lone setback. As Harvin in motion, this is Johnson. Met immediately. Alan Branch coming over, signed that free agent contract in late October to help shore up their run defense. Nick Mangold, who visited with us on Friday, said he's counted it up. This is the 20th time that he's facing this New England team. Eric Decker, first 100-yard game as a Jets receiver last Sunday in that 5-point victory at Tennessee. 2nd and 9. And once again, nowhere to go for the Jets on the ground. Geno Smith is brought down by Vince Wilfork of that New England front. Wilfork, 5-time Pro Bowler, defensive captain for Bill Belichick each of the last 7 years. Questions on how he would come back from that Achilles injury. He has come back at a Pro Bowl level. Jamie Collins, their leading tackler, 3 sacks. And Darrelle Revis, second appearance here at MetLife against his former team. Came here with Tampa Bay in week 1 of last season. 3rd and 8. Smith from the gun, airs it out near side. It's incomplete. Off the hands of Johnny Curley, the 4th-year wide receiver. The Patriots defense, solid. They told us the theme all this week on 3rd down was get off the field, and they do just that.
That has been the theme, because the last time the Patriots faced this New York Jets offense, the Jets dominated in time of possession, converting 56% of their 3rd down play.
We know that Edelman is out today, so Danny Amendola is his replacement, not only wide receiver, but in the return game. Excellent field position for Tom Brady and the New England offense. Trevor Riley credited with the tackle, 49-yard punt, and a return of 13 yards. So here comes Tom Brady, the 2-time league MVP, just under 4,000 yards passing, and Sally at the age of 37 just continues to defy logic, doesn't he?
He says he feels better at 37 than he did at 27. Said his arm used to hurt a lot. Right now, he's taking very good care of his body, really managing his career very well.
Brady in his career against the Jets, 20-6, including the playoffs. He's been 9-3 in East Rutherford. 1st and 10 from the 46. Jonas Gray is the lone setback. Brady has time, dumps it over the middle to Gronkowski. Inside Jets territory, brought down by David Harris, the longtime Jet linebacker. Nate Solder, unenviable task today of dealing with the Jets star defensive end Sheldon Richardson. Solder, the 4th-year man out of Colorado. You just saw Danny Amendola on the punt return in for the absent Julian Edelman, who did not make the trip, still dealing with the concussion. Appeared on the injury report to the surprise of many around this Patriots team this week. 2nd and 4, Gronkowski. Not much room to maneuver. Brought down by Darren Walls in that Jet secondary. Mo Wilkinson back in the lineup. Missed the last 3 games with that painful turf toe injury. The Elizabeth, New Jersey native, not far from where we are here. So Quentin Coples, who had started in Wilkinson's defensive line spot, back to his usual position at outside linebacker. Calvin Pryor, the rookie safety, makes the start. Up and down rookie season here for Rex Ryan. 3rd and 3. From inside the Jet 48. Jets coming with the blitz, and they get to Brady for the sack. Calvin Pace, Jason Babin, as they dump Brady for a loss of 13.
They overload over on the right side. Look, they're going to come right here. Nate Solder only can block one, but you can see David Harris, Calvin Pace, more than what the Patriots can account for on the left side of the offensive line.
Sally, with the issues that the Jets passing defense has had, it's really incredible the job that Rex's defense has done holding steady as Curley dances across the 20 and then out of bounds at the 24. So Rex Ryan sends his offense back onto the field. 50-yard punt. Geno Smith with his second stab at it when we come back. Second offensive possession for Geno Smith and the Jets. Still scoreless, early going from MetLife Stadium. First and 10, Smith on a cross over the middle, finds Decker. Out past the 30, brought down at the 32 by Brandon Browner for a pickup of 8.
How about Decker working against Brandon Browner on the outside at the top of your screen? Beats him across his face. Nice throw in the timing in the pass from Geno Smith. Getting the ball to Decker, big body receiver who can really match up well against Brandon Browner.
Second and 2, Jets keep it on the ground. This is Chris Ivory trying to find the edge. Does, crosses the 40. First down, running more for Ivory, who was paid the highest compliment by Bill Belichick yesterday. Said that he is as good as any running back, Solly, as they faced all year.
Yeah, he called him a contact runner, which means he's very difficult to get on the ground. And 15 seasons as the head coach with these Patriots. And how about that, 12 division titles during that time. But he knows, he told his defense, stopping the Jets running game today has to be priority number 1.
A win today by Belichick moves him into sole possession of 4th place all time in wins by an NFL head coach, trying to surpass Curly Lambeau. As that pass intended for Harvin, a little bit too much air underneath from Smith. Coverage on the play by Logan Ryan.
Good protection that time by this offensive line of the New York Jets, protecting Geno Smith. I think one of the more underrated things that have gone unnoticed for the Jets in the 2014 season during this year where they've only won 3 games, this offensive line's had a good season. They can block as well as any.
Jets line up in a wildcat here. You see Geno Smith, bottom of your picture. On 2nd and 10, direct snap. This is Harvin. Jets trying to find a seam for him. And Harvin is met by a host of tacklers right around the 45-yard line. Looks like forward momentum took him to just short of the 46.
Just one of the creative ways Marty Morningwig, offense coordinator for the Jets, are trying to create ways to run the football. You can see Geno's going to line up outside. We got the Wildcat with a direct snap to Percy Harvin.
Harvin did not look like himself last week, dealing with that sprained ankle. First game of his career where he did not catch a pass. Smith on 3rd and 9, his pass sails incomplete, unable to locate Decker. Jets hearing the boos already as the punt team back onto the field.
Yeah, and the reason why is because there's good protection on this play, as there was on the last pass attempt from Geno Smith. But he throws high, doesn't set his foot. He's forgetting his fundamentals. Now see how he's drifting? Yes, he was hit after he delivered the ball, but that one sailed high as it did on his previous pass attempt.
Ryan Quigley, second-year punter out of Boston College, on for the second time. Amendola from his own 10. That's a good block, springs him past the 25 and nearly goes head over heels at the 20-yard line. Vicious tackle, and now he and Pryor, it looks like, exchanging some words. The Jets rookie safety have to be separated. 44-yard punt and an 11-yard return. Gets the football back to Brady when we come back. Bryant Park, just across the Hudson River in all its holiday glory on a cold winter Sunday afternoon here a couple of days before Christmas. Spiriditas, Salvin Wilcox, Otis Livingston, rest of our CBS crew. 1st and 10. Jonas Gray able to cross the 20, get down to the 24. We know it's always heated, Sally, between these two teams. Calvin Pryor, the Jets rookie safety, and Amendola exchanging some words after that tackle.
Yeah, he was hit very hard, came down hard, and then Pryor had some words to share with Amendola. These two teams don't like one another. We know that. We talked to both coaches about it. Many of the players confirm that this is one of the most intense rivalries in the NFL.
4 of the last 5 meetings, by the way, between these two teams have been decided by 3 points or less. 2nd and 6. Nowhere to go for Gray. Dumped down for a loss. Calvin Pace leading the charge. They dump him for a loss of 2.
Calvin Pace is just going to shoot the gap right underneath. Look at that. You can see him come under number 77, Nate Solder, at that tackle position. Able to use his quickness and speed. And just by the sheer alignment and the way that Rex Ryan deploys his defenders, it's going to help him get penetration into that Patriots backfield.
The Jets 4th in the NFL defending the run. Brady from the gun on 3rd and 8. Over the middle, incomplete. Through the hands of Gronkowski. And the Jets defense getting off the field.
Marcus Williams, number 22, is going to play Gronkowski here. It's a corner. Look, he knows he's trying to run inside, try to beat him in there. Gronk actually just dropped that one as number 22, Williams, was just hanging on. Good coverage, but looked like Gronk could have had that.
Williams, the 23-year-old rookie out of North Dakota State, undrafted. Didn't make his debut until late October. This is Curley. Crosses the 40, ahead to the 43-yard line. As Geno Smith will have another chance. It's been a shaky start for him so far. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Jets and Patriots scoreless. 8 minutes, 11 seconds to play in this opening quarter. Spiro Dina-Sali Wilcots, Otis Livingston, rest of our CBS crew. A win today by the Patriots gets them a first-round postseason bye and moves them one step closer to securing home field throughout the AFC playoffs. 1st and 10 for the Jets from their own 45. This is Ivory, which is closer to the 47. We're talking about the rivalry, Sally. We visited with Rex Ryan on Friday, and he said for whatever reason, no matter what the records have been, he's always been able to get his players to give him 1 more inch whenever the Patriots have been on the field with him.
Just a lot of bad blood between both teams. You say, well, what makes it so? You have players who played on both sides of the rivalry. Remember Curtis Martin? Darrelle Revis, remember he used to play for these Jets.
This is Harbin. And once again, that New England defense not fooled, as the Jets will face a 3rd down coming up. There is Revis, drafted 14th overall by the Jets back in 2007. 79 games started here over a 6-year stint. And he spoke so fondly of Rex Ryan and his Jets organization in our visit with him yesterday.
He said he's heard it from both coaches on both sides of the rivalry. He knows why both teams do not like one another.
3rd and 8. Smith has time. Tucks it away. He's going to run it inside Patriots territory. A couple of yards short, needed to get to the Patriots 45. Smith with the run of 6. It's one thing that Bill Belichick talked about yesterday. He said that he was very dangerous running Sally for 4 first downs in the first meeting between the teams in October.
Yeah, what Geno's going to do, he sees it's man-to-man coverage. Good coverage on the back end by the Patriots secondary, but when those defenders turn their backs to him, he has a sense that he can take off and use his mobility to convert the 3rd down into a 1st down. Came up short there.
3rd point for Quigley. Trying to pin the Patriots back deep. Amendola signals fair catch. Takes a jet bounce inside the 10. And so they will pin Brady deep on his side of the field when we come back. Still scoreless, Patriots-Jets on CBS. Jets fans trying to stay warm here, still scoreless. 6 and change to play, 1st quarter, 1st and 10, 3rd possession for this vaunted Patriots offense that has gotten off to a slow start. That pass intended for Brandon LaFell falls incomplete. And so far, so good, Solomon, for this Jets defense.
Yeah, these Jets are getting after the Patriots, tackling in the open field. Excellent coverage on the back end against Rob Gronkowski, then pressuring the quarterback, Tom Brady. And Tom Brady told us that Rex Ryan creates uncertainty with a variety of different looks. And it was many of these defenders who told us, DeMario Davis including, that Rex Ryan knows Tom Brady as well as any defensive coach in the National Football League.
2nd and 10 from the 8. Brady from the gun over the middle, finds Amendola. Out past the 15-yard line, tackle made by David Harris. One thing Rex Ryan said, Brady, when he breaks the huddle, Sally, recognizes the defense so quickly, you just have to get him to hold it for that split second and hesitate.
He said it's not easy to do. He said because it's not easy to confuse Tom Brady. He's seen just about every defensive look that you can possibly see at the NFL level. So it's about not only trying to confuse Tom Brady with the variety of alignments, but you also want to confuse the 5 guys up front who are trying to protect him on the offensive line.
Critical 3rd and 1 here. Where does Brady go? Ball spotted just outside the 16. Play clock in. Brady tucks it away, sneaks ahead, and has enough for a Patriots first down.
It's all cat and mouse. Tom Brady sort of pretended that he might change the play, and then a quick snap from his center, Brian Stork, and then he's able to run right in that A-gap and pick up a first down. This is toughness. Tom Brady, he came ready to play. They know it's going to be a 4-quarter fight. As you take a look at Josh McDaniel, offensive coordinator for the Patriots, regardless of the records, they know it's going to be a close game.
One thing Brady told us against Rex Ryan, always expect the unexpected. Able to run for the first down. This is 1st and 10. Brady all day to throw, swings it far side, completes. That's LaFell. Close to the 35-yard line, 13 yards, and another New England first down. We go across the way to New York in an update with JB.
Lions have incentive. I tell you what, win and the Green Bay loss, and they clinched the division. This is a great sign. Reggie Bush off the left side for the 13-yard run. Lions lead 7-0.
Spiro, Solomon, and Otis.
All right, guys, thanks. Look at the NFC North standings. Detroit trying to get that first-round bye with a win today and some help. 1st and 10 after the pass play. Football spotted just inside the 33. Brady's going to throw it again. Far side finds Amendola. Out of bounds for a pickup of 11, and now New England's offense starting to put some things together. Another first down as that clock continues to run. Well, thought your fantasy season was over. It's not. Play for free, and you could win a trip to Super Bowl 50. Join today at NFL.com/playoff-challenge. Patriots offense that has averaged better than 36 points per game during this 9-1 stretch. Brady drops back, 1st and 10. They get to him for the 2nd time. Well, you thought for a moment Brady may have been able to escape. Richardson buries him, losses 7.
They simply can't protect him. We said it was priority number 1, but they're able to come in and collapse that left side of the protection. You can see coming off the corner, they're doing a really good job of getting pressure on Tom Brady. They're jamming the receivers at the 2nd level. Muhammad Wilkerson providing the play there, helping Sheldon Richardson come away with the sack.
Already 2 sacks of Brady. Pass protection had been very good for them over their last 8 games. 2nd and 18. Brady over the middle. Short gain to LaFell. Brought down at the 39 by David Harris, who has been such a rock for this Jet defense. Longest tenured player here, and a guy who has been with Rex Ryan, Sally, here since day 1.
Yeah, and Bill Belichick talked about these 2 interior linebackers for Rex Ryan, Demario Davis, David Harris, and they can stay on the field whether you're running at them or throwing it. Said they're big, they can cover, they can blitz the quarterback. There's nothing they cannot do on the football field. Kind of remind him of the bunch he had in New York with the Giants.
3rd and 14, Brady going down again! And right on cue, Demario Davis and Antonio Allen getting to Brady for the 3rd sack by the Jet defense.
I think we said at the top that protecting Tom Brady was priority number 1. Shane Vereen, Rob Gronkowski, neither can keep Allen or Davis off the quarterback Tom Brady. And you can see Allen just disguised it very well. He came late, and so Gronkowski and Vereen turned out on him, and they allowed Demario Davis to come free.
Just when you thought the Patriots offense, Sally, was putting something together, Rex able to dial up the defense and get off the field. Curley watches that take a Patriots bounce all the way to the 10. Beautiful punt by Ryan Allen, the second-year punter. 58 yards officially on the punt. Brady helplessly looking on. We are scoreless at MetLife Stadium on CBS. Oh, 3 offensive possessions for Brady and the Patriots. 20 yards of total offense and 3 punts, Solomon, not to mention the 3 sacks that they've given up.
Yeah, Tom Brady said they wanted to come out and be aggressive. Well, hard to do that when you can't protect the quarterback.
And Geno Smith and the Jets have struggled as well. There's 32 yards of total offense after their first 3 possessions. Chris Johnson, minimal gain, gets ahead to the Jet 12. We go downstairs again, say hello to Otis Livingston.
Yes, Spiro, down here on the Patriots sideline, there's definitely some concern after that last series. Just when it seemed like they were moving, the Jets were able to put pressure on Tom Brady. The coaches are talking to the running backs, possibly about blitz pickup. You got Tom Brady coming down to the offensive lineman and voicing his concern as they try to figure out this Jets defense.
All right, Otis, thank you. You see Brady, look says it all. And what has been a frustrating start for their offense. And a trickery, misdirection on 2nd and 8. Patriots again met with Chris Johnson, lit up by the ex-Jet Darrelle Revis. Right there, a pickup of only 3 yards.
Bill Belichick, he was very effusive in his praise for Darrelle Revis, and what a professional he's been since joining the Patriots secondary. And you can see right there, it's more than just about being a one-on-one, man-to-man cover defender. He loves tackling. He gets involved in every phase of the game.
Revis able to come back from that ACL tear in early 2013. Really took him a full season. But boy, he is back to his old self, as close as we've seen him since before he went down. On 3rd and 5, that pass to a stumbling Percy Harvin will be a couple of yards short of the first down. He picks up only 2. Lost his footing. Revis credited with another tackle, as that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 60 yards of total offense between the 2 teams, and we are scoreless. Jets, Patriots, we head to the second. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Back with you at MetLife Stadium. Start of the second quarter. Jets and Patriots still scoreless. 4th punt away for Ryan Quigley. Amendola in for Julian Edelman to that. Price is the 30. He's got some running room inside Jet territory all the way down to the 37-yard line. And Danny Amendola, who has been a disappointment till this point for New England, huge return, 37 yards to give Brady a short field.
Yeah, for him, it's been mostly about trying to stay healthy, and this is what he's able to do when he is healthy. He can make plays as a slot receiver, and in the return game, I think it was Tom Brady when we spoke to him last night. He said it was time for Danny Amendola to step up for us, and you can see Amendola doing just that on a really significant punt return.
If you've just joined us, as Amendola goes to the sideline, no Julian Edelman today. The leading receiver, 4th in the NFL in receptions entering Week 16, out with that concussion and thigh injury. Also no LeGarrette Blount. 1st and 10, Brady over the middle, finds and fell. Sally, first time that Brady has played without Edelman since Julian has become their frontline guy. How much of a deal is his absence?
Well, I think it's a big deal because he's a possession receiver. He can move the chains. Edelman's very good at creating yards after the catch, but you know, Brady feels very good about Brandon LaFell. He said quickly, we've bonded, we've gained chemistry very quickly since LaFell has come to the team, and he credited LaFell with his high football IQ to adapt to the offensive system rather quickly.
2nd and 6. Keep it on the ground. This is Jonas Gray out of Bill Belichick's doghouse after that incredible performance a couple of weeks ago in that Week 11 victory, 201 yards. And these have been the core guys for Tom Brady, Solomon, this season.
And an improvement from what we've had over the last couple of years. Gronkowski stayed healthy. Edelman has really stepped up to replace a Wes Welker with the production. And Brandon LaFell has given them that outside receiver that they haven't had consistently since Randy Moss.
Looks like a timeout taken by the Jets. Rex Ryan saw something he didn't like. and wants to talk it over. This is a Patriots offense, Sally, that didn't quite start the season well. They only averaged about 20 points through the first 4 weeks of the season. But what a run that they've been on during this 9-1 stretch, as I mentioned earlier, averaging over 36 points. The only blemish coming, of course, in that loss at Green Bay.
Yeah, and Bill Belichick talks about it. He's not worried about his team in September. It's all about building toward the team you want to be when you get into the month of December. And that's why they've been so successful over the years under Bill Belichick. When they get into the month of November, December, then that team finally crystallizes in what he wants them to be.
Where does Brady go here? 1-4 so far on third down conversions. 3rd and 3 from the 29. Brady hit on a release, finds Amendola. First down Patriots to the 32, 7 yards through the air. As Amendola, who has been awfully quiet this season till this point, moves the chains.
Watch the clear out by the tight end, Tim Wright, 81, and Amendola sits in underneath the coverage before the defenders can get to him, and he makes a nice catch. So it's a good read by Brady, but excellent route design by their coordinator.
Amendola signing that 5-year contract to essentially replace Wes Welker last season. Able to get them to move the chains. This is Shane Vereen. Darts inside the 10. Looks like they'll spot it right around the 11-yard line. Forced out by Copels.
Oh, Shane Vereen is another one of those players on this Patriots offense, I think, provides a tremendous matchup advantage. There's no one in the secondary or the linebacker position that can cover him coming out of the backfield. At that time, Brady found him right away.
First down, goal to go. They mark it just outside the 10-yard line. Down the ground. This is Brandon Bolden getting a chance today with the injury to Blunt. Moves up to that number 3 running back position. First penalty marker of the second quarter. Our referee today is Brad Allen.
Illegal use of the hands by hands to the face, number 93, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
It's Kenrick Ellis, the 4th-year defensive lineman, and former 3rd-round pick for the Jets.
Hey, Gronkowski, really nice block. He'll be the guy coming in the motion, but there's the penalty. Take a look, 93. Oh, there's the hand to the face right there. Now watch this block by Gronkowski. Is this not a difference maker? He can dig him out, set the edge. Wasn't devastating, but enough to keep Copels from making the tackle.
What did he say? I'd like to run block. I know it helps us in the pass game. I just don't like to do it every play. After the penalty, first and goal from inside the 5. Brady throws end zone. Quarter cut, Gronkowski. Touchdown, Patriots. Late penalty marker comes in after the play. If it stands, the 54th career touchdown reception for Gronkowski.
Well, we told you they're going to line him up on the perimeter, and if they get the matchup advantage they want, they're going to go to him.
Gronkowski has had some big moments in this stadium and has surpassed 100 yards receiving in his last 2 trips to MetLife Stadium. Already over the 1,000-yard mark for the season.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. There is no foul for taunting on the play. We will run the PAT.
So they pick up the flag. Brady Sally hitting 8 passes in a row.
Yeah, there he is outside against Pryor. Back shoulder fade, 6'6", 265. You talk about a pass catching radius. You put the ball anywhere in his vicinity, he's going to come down with it. Maybe they threw the flag because he punctured the ball when he spiked it. Big, strong guy.
Sally, you can't appreciate how big he is until you stand next to him. You're just not sure how you can defend the guy with his size and his athletic ability. All season it's been for the 5th-year tight end out of Arizona. Point after by Gronkowski is good. And New England, after the slow start, taking the lead on CBS. 12th touchdown catch of the season for Rob Gronkowski, number 54 of his 5-year career. Leads all NFL tight ends in receiving yards or season experience as New England takes a 7-0 lead. Early stages, second quarter. This is T.J. Graham from outside his own end zone. Crosses the 10 and is met at around the 13-yard line. Can Geno Smith get the Jets on the board? They're down 7 on CBS. Week before Christmas, always festive around Midtown Manhattan. 7-0 Patriots. As we welcome you back to MetLife Stadium, temperatures dipping down close to 30 degrees here in East Rutherford. First and 10. Geno Smith on the run. His pass incomplete. Off the hands of the tight end. That's Jace Amaro, the rookie who has had a marvelous first season out of Texas Tech. But the second-round pick unable to make the catch.
Yeah, remember the Jets like to script their first 15 plays of the game, and you can see what their intent is to come out and try to at least be balanced for Marty Morningwig, who's calling those plays. 8 run plays, 7 pass plays, but Geno's got to do a better job of connecting.
Second season for Morningwig here with the Jets, and it has been a struggle. 2nd and 10. Ivory bounces to the outside. Patriots are there. Over the seal off the edge. Ivory still going. The second burst gets him close to the 20. Tackled by Devin McCourty, the New Jersey native, and Jamie Collins, who's the Patriots' leading tackler.
And that's what Belichick was talking about. That run, you just saw it from Chris Ivory, a contact runner, able to break tackles. Jamie Collins is really rounded to a fine linebacker for these Patriots, and I think helping this defense to come into championship form.
And he has produced in a number of ways. Had that blocked field goal last week. Returned by a touchdown by Kyle Arrington, who of course is out today with injury. Smith on 3rd and 5. Able to buy himself an extra second. Finds Bilal Powell, his first touch. First down pass play. Out past the 25 to the 26. Chris Jones on the stop. Pick up a 7. We go back to New York and an update with JB.
Green Bay looking for a win and a playoff spot.
Yes, Eddie Lacy's going to take it left. He's going to break some tackles, show some sweet moves, but then show a little burst. Take it 44 yards for the score. Green Bay up 7-0 in Tampa.
Back to Spiro, Solomon, and Otis.
Packers clinching a playoff spot with a win or a tie. Or a win or a tie by Dallas. 1st and 10. This is Powell again getting his chance. And he's going backwards. Tackled by Collins. As the postseason picture continues to materialize in both conferences. Here's what it looks like, Sally, in the NFC. Arizona, Detroit have clinched already. And a number of teams vying for position. Right now, amazingly, Philly on the outside looking in.
Yeah, Eagles losing last night helped the Detroit Lions clinch while they were sleeping in their beds, right?
I like that. 2nd and 10. They mark it at the 26. Smith has time. Slings it over the middle. Has his man. First down and more. It's Jeremy Curley. 18 yards through the air and a Jets first down. Curley, who has not quite been able to get himself going on the season with his 35th catch of the year.
Belichick talked about Curley. He said, hey, we haven't been able to stop him. You can see, look at this, nice little catch and run there. And right now, Geno's starting to feel a little bit better in the pocket. He's understanding he's got time to throw. Now he's standing in there and throwing the ball very accurately.
Smith from the gun. This is 1st and 10. Ball side of the field. It's caught. And Zach Sudfeld. One-time Patriot. Played 3 games for Bill Belichick last season. Undrafted out of Nevada. Tackled by McCourty, the former standout at Rutgers, after a pickup of 6. A couple of stars in the crowd. Of course, Robert Kraft, longtime owner of the Patriots, and music star Bon Jovi and Sayreville, New Jersey native together today.
Yeah, Bon Jovi knows a few things about business.
Yes, he does. Direct snap. This is Powell. Patriots fool Powell inside their 40. And another Jet first down. They run for 14 yards. Tackled by Collins.
It's just going to be a quick hitter. Going to be right in here. Take a look at this. A direct snap to Bilal Powell. And see, look at Nick Mango. He's able to get the runner to the next level right now. The Jets doing a really good job of powering the run game as Nick Mango is the one laying down on the field.
Well, Nick Mangold, Pro Bowler, All-Pro, who has been the heart and soul of this Jets team for so many years, going to be carted off the field with what appears to be a left leg injury. And Sally, you could see the sign of respect not only from his entire team, but a lot of the Patriots coming over as well.
Yeah, guys like Vince Wilfork came over to wish him well. Those two have been playing one another since the 2002 NCAA championship game when he played at Ohio State. Here we're going to see it. It's going to be right here. Now he's got a block for Bilal Powell. And at the tail end of the play, there's going to be some trash falling right at the left ankle. Look, right on the back ankle. And I think it was Wilfork.
Wilfork, one of the players who came over with some words of encouragement. Ivory dumped down right after he took the handoff by Jamie Collins. We talked to Mangold, who had such respect and admiration for Wilfork. You mentioned them facing each other in that 0-2 BCS National Championship game. And that's a tough moment between two longtime adversaries who have the highest respect for each other.
Yeah, for two teams that don't like one another in this heated rivalry, you have two guys who you mentioned have great respect.
Dalton Freeman has checked in with Mangold now in the Jet locker room. 2nd and 12. Smith over the middle. Low pass caught by a sliding Curley. What a play. We'll mark it at around the 26-yard line. A pickup of 11 for the Jets.
You know, we talk about these final few games being an audition for Geno Smith and how well he's played over the last two, and right now beginning to heat up. For one, the offensive line has given him excellent protection. He's beginning to grow confident and comfortable throwing the football, and he's throwing it now with really good accuracy.
3rd down and a yard to go. Draw play. Ivory has the first down and more. That's down close to the 21. They move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10. Solly, how difficult now is this the transition for Geno Smith? Hasn't had many reps with Freeman, who comes in for Mangold.
Well, you know what? I think it's really just about making plays. Remember, he's in shotgun a lot, and he's taking the ball. As long as the ball gets back to him, then you don't worry about who's at center. And you can see he's going to be in shotgun on this play right here.
Smith slowly starting to put something together. This will be the 11th play of the drive. He's hit his last 4 passes. Keep it on the ground to Ivory. Pace close to the 20. As that clock continues to run, this Jets running game, 2nd in the NFL, Sally, and with the passing game so anemic, it's been the run game that's kept him in some of these games the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, prior to this possession, the Jets offense had gone 3 and out on 3 of the previous 4 possessions. Marty Mornhinweg in this offense right now starting to heat it up, empowered by the offensive line and their ability to run the football.
A lot of their success in the ground game having to do with the blocking of Mangold. Who's now in the Jet locker room. Smith, end zone, he finds Cumberland for the Jet touchdown. 20 yards, and the Jets on the verge of tying the game at 7.
So a really good route. He's going to be matched up against number 23, Patrick Chung. And you're going to see him right here coming off, and they're going to be able to find him. Look, that's just an easy throw. Good read, good throw. Good protection from the offensive line. We told you Geno was starting to heat it up. Wasted no time in finding Cumberland beating Patrick Chung.
So Smith completes his last 5 passes on that drive. 2nd touchdown catch of the season for Cumberland, a 50-year tight end. And the 10th touchdown pass on the year for Geno Smith. There's Nick Falk. The ball after is good, and we are tied at 7. Geno Smith marches the Jets offense 87 yards on 12 plays. The 20-yard touchdown strike to Cumberland. We are tied at 7 on CBS. Long 87-yard drive orchestrated by Geno Smith. Completes his last 5 passes, including the 20-yard touchdown strike to Jeff Cumberland to tie this game at 7. Spiro Ditas, Solomon Wilcox, Otis Livingston, our producer Vic Frank, Chris Fenson, our director, rest of our CBS crew from MetLife Stadium. All the talk circulating around Rex Ryan. Could this be his final home game as Jets head coach As Jets have tied it at 7. Amendola crosses the 30, still going. Past the 40 and finally brought down at the 47. There's a penalty marker down, 3 of them in fact. All the way back at the 20. 48 yards on the return as we await the call from referee Brad Allen.
During the return, holding number 38 of the return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
It's Brandon Bolden, backup running back, who's penalized. As Bill Belichick, we mentioned, a win today moves him into sole possession in 4th place, past Curly Lambeau, all-time wins list in the history of the NFL. A man who's so many memories in this part of New Jersey. His time with the New York Giants, of course, the Jets as well. 14th consecutive winning season, Solly, in his 15 years with the Patriots.
Enjoyed meeting with Bill Belichick last evening. You can tell he's so focused and so dialed in, so detail-driven, and you can see it manifest itself when you're talking to many of the players on this football team. They have adopted the same mentality in terms of preparing for each opponent on a week-to-week basis.
Jonas Gray, the long setback. 1st and 10, Brady, play action, stumbling through it right at the feet of Gray, just to try to avoid what would have been a disastrous end. It'll be 2nd and 10.
All right, watch the pressure coming in. Marcus Cannon do a really good job of blocking down number 61 here. Brady gets to the outside, just has to get rid of the football. And I thought they protected it very well. If Brady could slide to his left without losing his footing, I think he's going to be able to complete that pass.
You see Brady's numbers to this point, 2nd and 10 from just inside the 8. Shane Vereen, the long setback. Low snap, Brady from the gun over the middle. It's caught. That's Gronkowski in a wrestling match. Jets trying to pry it away. The rookie Marcus Williams on the coverage. They pick up 8.
Good coverage by Williams. Look, he's trying to get inside of Gronkowski, but look, Gronkowski's just so big. He's 6'6", 265, and we talked to him last night. It's like a power forward in basketball. You can't get around him. You have to go too far around to try to do that. And you can see the numbers. I mean, he is the perfect matchup. I think he's just a great football player and one of the MVPs on this football team.
3rd and 2. Brady feeling contact. His pass for LaFell, incomplete.
Well, this is just good coverage all the way around for the New York Jets. Everywhere, even at the top. You can see Williams matched up against Brandon LaFell. Now, Brady came all the way back in this progression. He had started clear to the right side of the field, came all the way back trying to find LaFell, but did not want to put the ball in harm's way for a potential interception.
Solly, how impressed have you been so far with the Jet defense?
Very good on the front end, even better on the back end in coverage.
Ryan Allen on the punt. That Jets secondary has been their Achilles heel this season, but so far they've held up. This is Curley finding some open real estate, crosses the 35 ahead of the 37. And that's where Geno Smith will take over. We are tied at 7. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
From our family to yours.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas.
And a very Happy New Year.
Go Jets!
Owner of the Jets, Woody Johnson, and his family, his wife Suzanne, his sons Brick and Jack. And right now enjoying the fact that his Jets have tied this game at 7. And Solly, a lot of decisions that Woody will have to make in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, there will be some decisions to make to try to improve this football team, and trust he'll make the right ones moving forward.
Wildcat again. This is Chris Johnson trying to show New England's defense a different look. Going full again as they dump him right after he met the line of scrimmage. Rex Ryan, Sally knows all the talk. Media predicting that he'll be fired at the season's end. But he said this week, look, I'm not dead yet. And you talk to his players. We've been around a lot of teams late in years that are just playing out the string, who'll say the right thing about their head coach. It's not just lip service when you listen to these Jets talk about their love and admiration for Rex Ryan. As Geno Smith throwing far side in a very tight window, finds Harvin. What a catch. And throw by Smith, 11 yards. Rex fired up as they move the chains.
You see Rex Ryan go over and give a high five to his receiver, Percy Harvin. This is an excellent throw from Geno Smith. He's getting the protection, but when he starts making throws, look at the tight window. Jamie Collins underneath, Brandon Browner over the top, still squeezing that one in. And how about the competitive spirit that Harvin has? Look at Rex Ryan. The players play hard for him. That's one thing you cannot deny.
First and 10, little misdirection again. This is Ivory trying to break tackles. Taking on 4 different defenders. Rob Minkovich, their longtime mainstay on the tackle. Let's go downstairs again with Otis Livingston.
Yes, Spiro, we are noticing a maturation going on with Geno Smith. Let's not forget, in Week 8, he threw 3 first-quarter interceptions and was benched. Fast forward to Week 14, after sitting down, he was able to get a first pass pick 6 against the Minnesota Vikings. He said he had to settle down, reset, regroup, and that seems to be a turning point in his season, and you're seeing it continue today with some great plays by Geno.
Notice he started just 3 of 7 today. He's completed his last 6 passes. Make it 7. That's Harvin again. Looks a lot better than he did last week, playing with that sprained ankle in Tennessee. And Geno, in our meeting with him Friday, as Otis just pointed out, said that he learned to manage his emotions, Solly, during the 3 weeks that he was benched.
Yeah, he really has. He said he had to gather himself on that day in Minnesota. The first pass of the game, he throws a pick 6. And since then, he hasn't thrown an interception. He's now gone 75 consecutive pass attempts without throwing a pick. So he really has been able to gather himself and improve.
Patriots defense trying to get off the field here on 3rd and 7. Smith from the gun. Has time, going to take a shot. Far side trying to find Harvin. It's incomplete. And what a matchup today between those two, Harvin and Revis. Penalty marker thrown at the New England 28.
And a flag was thrown in the secondary. Came down rather late.
Illegal contact, number 26, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
That's Logan Ryan on the illegal contact, and a huge penalty against the Patriots will give the Jets an automatic first down.
He's in the slot against Curley right here. He's at the top of the route, and he grabs number 11, Curley. We knew it wasn't on Revis. He did a good job, but even Rex Ryan saw it. He's calling for a flag, and right now this Jets offense is on the move. They're spreading them out. They believe they have the matchup with not necessarily going at Brandon Brown or Revis, but maybe other secondary defenders.
Powell comes back onto the field for the Jets. Again, takes it to Rex Smith on 1st and 10. Gets close to the 40. Picks up 1, maybe 2 yards. As that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Patriots, Jets tied at 7. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Coming up next, the Verizon Halftime Report. We'll send you across the way. The guys standing by, JV, Tony, Bart Boomer, and Coach Cowher. All the latest scores and highlights, plus first half analysis, all coming up next on the Verizon Halftime Report. Final 2 minutes, MetLife Stadium, first half, tied at 7. 2nd and 8 from the New England 40. Smith goes play action, steps up in the pocket, over the middle, completes to Harvin. Inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line, tackled by Revis. 25 yards and a Jet first down.
Harvin ran an excellent route, working at the top of the screen against Darrelle Revis. Watch him cutting over the middle of the field. Geno's able to climb the pocket and throw the dagger into Harvin. They're doing an excellent job of protecting Geno Smith. He's growing comfortable in the pocket. He has clear vision to his receivers. And again, we talked about throwing the ball with great accuracy. He's beginning to heat up.
8 straight completions for Geno Smith. Harvin with his 4th catch for 44 yards. 1st and 10. Smith rolling out throwing end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Curley. Coverage on the play by Ryan. It'll be 2nd and 10.
They're getting some looks. Good route. As you can see, Logan Ryan matched up top. Ball's got to come out right now. So he was a little late on it, just a little bit outside as well. So now as we move to 2nd down, let's see if they'll crank up more of the Wildcat. It's been one way that they've been able to manufacture runs. But right now, very balanced between the run and pass for the Jets offense.
This is a Jet passing game. It has averaged 168 yards per game. Ivory trying to bounce to the outside. Forced out at around the 13-yard line. Their passing stats, Sally, are the worst by an NFL team since 2011. As you see Harbin in some pain on the sideline.
Yeah, they don't create a lot of explosive plays. Trying to add to that receiving core with Harbin and Aaron Decker.
Timeout New England, tied at 7. A minute left in the first half. Well, I told you about what's at stake today for the Patriots. A win by them in this game gets some first-round bye and moves them one step closer to securing home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But once again, their old division rivals giving them all they can handle. 3rd and 7. Play clock down to 2. Smith gives to Powell. Creeps inside 10. Jets needed to get to the 5 for the first down. Timeout taken by the Patriots. That'll be their second. We go downstairs again to Otis.
Yes, Spiro, as you noted that Nick Mangold was taken to the Jets locker room with an ankle injury. They took x-rays. We don't have the word yet on what the extent of the x-rays shows, but his return to the game is questionable. Let me tell you, being down here on the sideline, you could hear a pin drop when Nick Mangold went down. One of the true leaders of the Jets team, but one of the good guys in the NFL. The Patriot defense came over to, console him, and the Jets defense as well came over to say, good luck to Nick Mangold as he was being carted off, guys.
A tough moment for both teams, really. Mangold, the mainstay here, 9 years, has appeared in all but 2 games since the Jets took him in the first round back in 06. And we wish for the best for Mangold. 26-yard chip shot attempt from Nick Folk. He's been one of the most consistent Jets over the last couple of seasons. That one is perfect. So the Jets with 10 unanswered points take their first lead with 52 seconds left before halftime. Well, coming up Saturday, CBS Sports rings in the bowl season with 2 high-octane scoring machines as Arizona State tangles with the Duke Blue Devils in the Sun Bowl. Both teams coming off 9-3 seasons. Duke aiming for a second straight 10-win season, their first bowl win in 53 years, as they will look ahead to that Sun Bowl coming up on Saturday. Well, Bill Belichick knew that it's usually a dogfight against Rex Ryan's Jets, and Sally, no surprises so far through 2 quarters.
He's got the dogfight he had expected. 1 timeout, 52 seconds. Amendola's been really good in the return game, so if you're the Jets, you can't allow him to rip off one and set the table for Tom Brady. If he gets good field position now, Brady's going to go on the attack and try to use these few seconds to get some points on the board.
Uncharted territory today. We mentioned Brady, no Julian Edelman. First game that he's missed since 2012. So Brady forced to fend for himself without his top target. Edelman, 92 catches, 4th in the NFL. Here is Amendola, the man who's replaced Edelman today. Crosses the 15 ahead of the 16-yard line with 48 seconds left. Another reminder to keep it here. The Verizon Halftime Report is coming up next. JB, Tony, Bart Boomer, and Coach Cower standing by. It'll take you around the NFL as Week 16 continues. All coming up next on the Verizon Halftime Report.
Right here, Spiro. We said it at the top. When Tom Brady wants to make a play, who does he go to? Rob Gronkowski.
First and 10, low snap, Brady set for the 4th time. Sheldon Richardson getting there first. Now it's 7.5 sacks on the season, loss is 7.
Yeah, and they wanted to go to Gronkowski, but take a look here. Pressure coming right up the middle, and look at number 91. He'll swim right in the face of Tom Brady, and they're able to get to him. But look at the coverage on Gronk. Look at Harris, undercut the route. That's where Brady wanted to go. So we said that Rex Ryan understood exactly what Tom Brady wanted to do at critical moments. You can see him setting the table.
Patriots letting the clock run down. They'll just take a knee So Sheldon Richardson, who raised some eyebrows this week, saying that he's on the same level as J.J. Watt. Much to the excitement of his coach, Rex Ryan, getting to Brady, and that brings us to halftime. 10-7 Jets. The Verizon Halftime Report comes your way after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Brady throws end zone, corner, caught, Gronkowski, touchdown Patriots. Smith, end zone, he finds Cumberland for the Jet touchdown. Just about ready for the start of the second half, and the Jets, 10 unanswered points, take a 3-point lead into the third quarter here on the NFL on CBS. Spiro Dita, and Wilcox back with you in our booth. Hard to believe New England's offense, just 52 yards total, Solly, in that first half. What about some adjustments? How do they win the game?
They have to make some adjustments up front on the offensive line. They can't protect their quarterback, Tom Brady, already allowing 4 sacks in the first half of the game. And then defensively, they're not getting any pressure on Geno Smith. He's got all day to throw the ball. Now, no one makes better adjustments at halftime than Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. It's going to be interesting to see what they come out with here in the second half.
All right, one of the key plays in that first half as we take a look at the Bose game changer, Geno Smith, after that quiet start, completes 8 straight passes at one point, including the 20-yard touchdown to Jeff Cumberland. That tied the game at 7, and then the Nick Folk 26-yard field goal made it 10-7. Let's go downstairs, check in with Otis Livingston.
Spoke with Bill Belichick coming out of the halftime locker room, and he kept it pretty simple. He said, we just have to do a better job blocking. I said, you knew that this was going to be a hard-hitting affair. He said, yeah, it's just the Jets, and we know that they're going to come out and play us tough, and this is the NFL. I also spoke to Rex Ryan. I said, Coach, what is the key to the second half for you guys? He said, just keep going after them. Just keep doing what we've been doing in the first half against Tom Brady.
All right, Otis, a couple of key injuries to keep tabs on. We know about the Patriots, no Julian Edelman and Nola Garrett Blunt. Neither player made the trip, but the Jets losing one of their most integral players, Nick Mangold, their all-pro center, going down with what appeared to be a serious left ankle injury. And no further word yet. X-rays pending. The word we got was that his return was questionable, but sorry, judging by how serious that looked, doubt that we'll see him again. This is Amendola, out past the 20. And brought down at around the 21-yard line as Tom Brady and his Patriots offense onto the field. Brady just 79 yards passing, Sally, in the first half.
Yeah, because he's been hit, hurried, and harassed by Rex Ryan's defense, by scheme, but really just by winning the one-on-one battles up front. Not so sure what this offensive line can do differently in the second half to prevent this from happening to Tom Brady. Look, 19 dropbacks, been sacked 4 times, but been hit and knocked down a number of times.
1st and 10, first play of the third quarter, and Amendola had his helmet ripped off. And that immediately gets the whistle from the official to blow the play dead. So Amendola, Sally, had not had a game this season with more than 3 receptions already today. As for
Tom Brady called his name in our meeting, said that it's time for him to step up. You can see he's doing his best to get it done. We talked about him in the return game. Look at the helmet just snatched right off by Calvin Pryor. Amendola's one tough cookie. Have to be able to stay healthy and stay on the field.
See the 53 yards in total offense. A team that ranks 8th in the NFL in that category. 5th catch for Amendola, and you touched on it, Sally. Belichick and this New England offense, really both sides of the football, among the best staffs at adjusting at halftime.
Yeah, last week we saw it. In the first half, Rob Gronkowski had 0 catches in the first half of that Dolphins game. They came out immediately in the second half, found a way to get him the ball. But right now, I think it's more about protection. Each man up front on that offensive line's got to win their one-on-one individual battle.
Patriots with a win today will clinch a first-round bye and will move one step closer to securing home field throughout the playoffs. 1st and 10, this is Jonas Gray, who's been the lead running back at least till this point. On quarterback comparison, Sally, not many people expected this. Geno Smith getting the better of Brady, not by much, but certainly by a little.
But if you're a Hall of Fame quarterback and they don't protect you, then the numbers are going to be woeful, and you're only going to be able to get 79 yards throwing the football. And right now, Geno is getting better protection up front for his offensive line.
Great dump for a loss, so 2nd and 11 from 30. Brady has time. His pass near side, batted down by Demario Davis. What a play by the third-year linebacker as Brady will face a 3rd and long coming up.
Oh, take a look. Look at Demario Davis. The undercutting the route by the tight end. So you undercut it. It's the perfect point of intercept. But look at the footwork. You see, Brady's not balanced. Throws it off balance and takes a shot from Mohamed Wilkerson. Sure leads to
has given them nothing. 8 carries, 9 yards till this point. 3rd and 11. Brady all day to throw over the middle. Tipped and nearly picked. Gronkowski had a hand on it. Antonio Allen upset with himself. There is a penalty marker at the 45. And this one appears to be against New England.
Yeah, they're going to say Gronkowski pushed off on the defender. Ball nearly intercepted. You know, that time Brady had a little bit more time.
Pass interference, offense number 87. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Now take a look at Gronkowski on the right side of your screen, right here. See, there's a push right there. And then pushes another guy. He talked about getting physical when we met with him last night. There's your evidence.
Gronkowski does have that short touchdown reception, 3-yarder early. But on the day, just 4 catches, 18 yards. Can't defend them any better than the Jets have to this point. They're caught by Curley. Fans want a penalty, and they'll get it. Appeared to be excessive, unnecessary contact after Curley had signaled for the fair catch. Malcolm Butler appears to be the man who will be penalized. And that will negate a 56-yard punt, or at least hurt it, by Ryan Allen.
Following the fair catch, there was a personal foul for unnecessary roughness with the player who signaled for a fair catch, number 21 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty. 1st down. Timeout.
Well, you want to get a quick hook from Bill Belichick. It's the kind of play that'll get you on the bench quickly. 10-7 Jets on CBS. Geno Smith and the Jets. First possession in the second half, up in front of the Patriots, 10-7. 1st and 10, up the middle, Ivory. Out past the 35, ahead to the 36. Ivory doesn't want to go down. As the offensive line taking a hit solidly without Mangold, but playing well.
Yeah, and you can see Dalton Freeman's coming in, playing well, holding his own up front the offensive line, creating seams in that Patriots defense to run the ball. Excellent protection, holding up for Geno to connect on the touchdown toss, Cumberland, and then clearing the way for the quarterback to step up in the pocket and find throwing lanes downfield.
2nd and 1. Pitch play, Smith to Ivory. A lot of room to maneuver inside New England territory. 1st down, running more. Ivory barreling for 16 yards, finally forced out by Jamie Collins.
Nice, nifty handling of the football right there by Geno. Take a look at it. The offense looked like they're powering on the run play, and then you flip it out to Ivory, who's hard charging. Take a look. It's like a read option play. Once they get Patrick Chung to bite inside, they lose contain on the football. Easy run for a 1st down for Chris Ivory.
Ivory, the 50-year running back out of Tiffin University in Ohio. This is Chris Johnson giving Ivory a blow. Johnson ahead with a 41-yard line. Late penalty marker comes in behind the line of scrimmage. Johnson with a 5-yard run. It's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 63. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
That was Freeman. We talked about him. Right on that play, the Patriots are going to blitz the run play. They blitz late. Freeman had to grab hold of the defender, or he's going to blow up that run play in the backfield.
Freeman, the 1st-year man out of Clemson, coming in for Nick Mangold, the all-pro center for the Jets. Had to be carted off the field if you've just joined us with what appeared to be a left ankle injury. First and 20 after the penalty. Johnson up the gut. That's a huge chunk of yards back all the way down to the Patriots 40. Finally tackled by Revis after a run play of 14 yards.
You know, they're going to fake the reverse around here, then the defense has to go wide, and that's where they create what we call a seam, the ability to split the defense. See the fake reverse, and there is that gaping hole, because one side of the defense has to honor the motion of that reverse fake by Percy Harvin. Opens up the lane for Chris Johnson to create a gain on the run play.
Johnson in his 7th season, anticlimactic return to Tennessee last Sunday in that 5-point Jet win. Johnson again creeps inside the 40 and brought down at the 38-yard line. This will be the first time in his career, Sally, that he finishes with under 1,000 yards rushing in a season. What a career he's had. But just a reminder, the life expectancy of an NFL running back, a very precarious thing.
Well, his life expectancy, I think, will be prolonged because for the first time in his career, he's playing in a committee of backs along with Chris Ivory.
Just over 600 yards rushing. He's still only 29 years old. He's played much better for the Jets over the last month. Needed to pick up 2 yards. First down marker at the 36-yard line. And the officials say first down Jets. Let's go downstairs again. Quickly check in with Otis.
Yeah, Spiro, I just talked with the Jets personnel, and they said that Nick Mango has been downgraded to out. He will not return. It is an ankle injury. Didn't tell me the extent of it, but Nick Mango, Jet starting center, is out for the rest of the game.
All right, Otis, thank you. Such a durable player. As well as he's been so fantastic in terms of skill level for so many years here. That's Johnson, barely able to get to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10. Coming up tomorrow on CBS, 'tis the season for a holiday episode of NCIS Los Angeles. Join in on the fun tomorrow, 10/9 Central, only CBS. Happy holidays, happy New Year to everyone watching. Spiro Dita, Solomon Wilcox, Otis Livingston, rest of our CBS crew, our producer Vic Frank, Chris Fenson, our director. 10-7 Jets.
Hey, watch 26.
All run play so far on this drive, Spiro.
What's up?
Smith under center. 2nd and 10. Smith setting up the play action. Off the far side. Finds Coley. Cuts back. Still going. Inches close to the 10. Tackled at the 11. Collins on the stop. 25 yards. And Geno Smith looking awfully comfortable in the pocket.
Yeah, 6 straight run plays. Then you go play action. And then you bring... Here's going to be Curley right here. And take a look. See, he breaks it right back out after he lose him in frame. But Chong can't stay with him. And Curley's able to get open because of the strong play action fake. This Patriots defense have to honor the run game first.
Jets have had very few pass plays over 20 yards this season. Already 3 today. 1st and 10. Smith throwing end zone. Incomplete. Curley covered on the play by Browner. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Curley, look, he's in the slot. He's going to run that corner route. He's got to step on Browner, but Browner's so long that you've got to loft it over the top, and they just ran out of real estate. It's a good throw from Geno Smith because you throw it only where your guy can get it. If he can't get it, then it goes out of bounds.
Well, Browner has been such a huge pickup for the Patriots. Former Pro Bowler in Seattle. Signing as an undrafted free agent during the offseason. Unrestricted free agent, I should say. Jets keep it on the ground. Powell, he's going backwards. As that Patriots front with a push. What a play. Dante Hightower, talented 30-year linebacker out of Alabama.
That was a body snatching tackle from Dante Hightower on that one. Cleaning it up. Critical 3rd down play for Geno. Don't force the ball into coverage. Can't avoid the turnover here. Got to come away with points. Make sure it declares itself, then throw the ball after.
3rd and 10. Smith with a screen pass. Power around the edge inside the 10. Forced out at around the 7. Collins another tackle. Patriots leading tackler on the season. And the Jets will settle for 3 here as Nick Folk comes back onto the field.
Jamie Collins, 6'3", 250. He can move. Most linebackers, they would allow the running back to just go right up the sideline for a touchdown, but Collins closed in quickly to make the tackle.
Collins has done it so many different ways. We mentioned the blocked field goal last week. The leading tackler, he's got 3 sacks on the season. And he's been very good in the passing defense for Belichick. Falk on another chip shot. This one from 23 yards out to extend the Jets' lead to 6. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Rockefeller Center. One of the great tourist attractions this time of year. 13 unanswered points by the Jets as they push their lead to 6. Geno Smith's numbers, if you've just joined us, 13 of 19, 148 yards and a 20-yard touchdown pass to Jeff Cumberland in the second quarter. And up to this point, the Patriots getting all they can handle from the 3-11 Jets. Danny Amendola covering a lot of real estate to get just to about the 11, maybe 12, as Brady comes back onto the field when we come back. Oh, you can get the fastest sports scores and updates with the CBS Sports app, the fastest app for sports fans. Download the CBS Sports app today. Look at the total yards discrepancy, incredible to this point. 13-7 Jets. 6 and change to play. This is Shane Vereen. Crosses the 20. Sally, they are desperate to get something out of the running game, which till this point has given them almost nothing.
So what are the adjustments the Patriots should make? One way to slow down a pass rush of your opponent, you got to run the football. Without LeGarrette Blount, finding it very difficult sledding to run the football for Josh McDaniels' offense.
Only 16 rushing yards to this point for the Patriots. 2nd and 2 over the middle. This is Gronkowski out to the 30. First down pickup for the Patriots. 9 yards through the air. Demario Davis, Marcus Williams on the tackle, and this is what they have gotten so far. Solly on the ground.
Yeah, the longest run of the day was that one you just saw from Shane Vereen.
Brady on 1st and 10. Quick drop. Near side. That's LaFell. Brought out of bounds as they will mark it at the 38-yard line.
And one other way to attack a defense when you can't protect your quarterback, quick passing game, and we've seen that now in this drive.
Starting to pick up the pace. 2nd and 3. Vereen dumped right at the line of scrimmage. Jason Babin, the 2-time Pro Bowler, picked up during the offseason, who has given them a little bit more than they expected, Solly, at the age of 34.
Yeah, especially if you don't block them. They ran right at Jason Babin that time and failed to block him.
3rd and 3. Brady from the gun. Near side, it's caught. That's Tim Wright, the tight end. He grew up about an hour's drive from here in Neptune, New Jersey. 12 yards and a Patriots first down. And here is what is at stake for New England. A win today gets them that first-round bye that they have coveted. And a win by New England, coupled with a Denver loss in Cincinnati tomorrow night, would secure the Patriots home field throughout the playoffs. Shane Vereen dances inside the Jet 45, tackled by the safety DeJuan Landry after a run of 6.
I like this Shane Vereen. I remember talking to Bill Belichick last night and said, you have so many running backs. Each week we don't know who's going to be featured. How do you determine? He said it's a lot of different reasons, and you never know who you're going to get standing behind Tom Brady at the running back position on a week-to-week basis.
7th play of the drive. It's gone 43 yards. 2nd and 4. Vereen's got a first down and more. Taking on tacklers down to the 30. Darren Walls forced him out. 15-yard burst from Vereen and a Patriots first down.
He's an excellent receiver, but just as good. Watch him get here to the second level, and he's able to cross over the defender. Look, the unblocked defender, look at the crossover move as he breaks outside. Walls can't get him until they're on the sideline.
1st and 10, keep it on the ground again to Vereen, who's had some big moments against the Jets. Had that 49-yard touchdown catch in the previous meeting back in Week 7 in New England.
Now this offense is on the move because Shane Vereen has been able to jumpstart the run game. They've gone with quick passes to negate the Jets' pass rush, and they're finding some rhythm on offense.
This is 2nd and 6. Brady to LaFell. Inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. And this is how quickly, Sally, he can turn the tables on you. 12 yards on a pass from Brady.
Not only a change in tempo, but a change in the kind of pass routes they're running. They're just sitting down in front of coverage. Nothing a pass rush can do when you're getting rid of the ball this quick.
Gronkowski on a quick little square out. Makes the catch, tackled at the 11. The clock continues to run down to 3 minutes left in quarter number 3.
This can gas your defense as well. Turning up the tempo. This is pitch and catch. The pressure can't get home now, and Brady's getting rid of the ball very accurately.
5 straight completions by Brady. Sets up a 2nd and 7. Kareem with a juke to get to the 6. Tackled by David Harris, the 8th-year linebacker for the Jets. 2:36 remaining in the quarter.
What did Tom Brady say to us when he asked about the rotation and the way that they use the running backs? He said, I don't know from week to week who's going to be playing at that running back position. He said what they all know is if they get a chance, if they get the ball, they better do something with it or we'll get another guy in there.
Keep in mind, Nolan Garrett blinked today. Didn't make the trip with that shoulder injury. 3rd and 2 for the Patriots. Brady from the gun. They give chase. Brady escapes. Incomplete. Unable to locate Vereen in the end zone. Sheldon Richardson coming with the pressure. David Harrison also there for the Jets.
Take a look at the pressure on Tom Brady. But look, Vereen's going to be open. But see, he can't see him. Sheldon Richardson stalking. But Vereen was open for a moment. But that's what pressure does to quarterbacks. No matter how good you are, hard to find the open receiver when you're running for your life.
Richardson had a sack in the first half. NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year last season. Here's Gronkowski. Chip shot from 24 yards out is good. And that brings the Patriots to within 3 with under 2 minutes left in the third. Patriots offense finally showing some life. 24-yard field goal by that man, Steven Gostkowski. So cut the Jet lead down to 3. You see the drive installed after they go 81 yards, led by Tom Brady. 13-10 Jets with $1:55 left in this third quarter. T.J. Graham will take a knee as Geno Smith and the Jets will have it from the 20 when we come back. Getting chilly in East Rutherford. Temperatures dipping down close to 30 degrees. 13-10 the Jets. Week 16 continues later today on CBS. And for some of you on Fox, tonight, Sunday Night Football. And then we mentioned the big one tomorrow in Cincinnati, Monday night. A game that these Patriots will be closely monitoring from New England, as they will be hoping for a Bengals win. Chris Johnson unable to get to the 20. Patrick Chung on the stop. There's Rex Ryan. Sally, you listen to the media in this area and the fans. It seems like his fate has been all but sealed at this point. But again, as we touched on earlier, you will not find a more committed group of players to their head coach than the Jets.
He has the ability to get his players to play hard and show up each and every week. I go back to that Week 10 win against Pittsburgh. That was one heck of a performance.
2nd and 9. Play action from Geno Smith. And as he throws, it's intercepted. Picked off Jamie Collins, and then a pitch back as they will mark it down at around the 43-yard line. Make it to 38. Collins on the interception, his 2nd of the season. The pitch to Browner as Smith throws his first pick.
It's a poor decision from Geno. It's going to be, look, Jason Morrow's going to come, and he's going to wrap around. Look at him coming right here, and then he throws it late, and he lofts the ball up, and the talented linebacker, Jamie Collins, able to pick it up. But look, pressure at the feet of Geno Smith. And it is that pressure by Chandler Jones that forced the errant pass. He couldn't step up on the throw, couldn't put anything on it. Made for an easy interception for Jamie Collins.
What a season it's been for Jamie Collins as Smith throws his 13th interception of the season. 1st and 10. Brady with the momentum from that last drop steps up in the pocket. tucked it back. And will just go down right around the line of scrimmage. Quentin Coples coming for the Jets.
All right, the pressure continues to get to Brady. Whenever they try to dial up these long passes, Spiro, you can see he's talking to the offense. Whenever they try to go deep, the protection doesn't hold up. They have to go back to the quick passing game if he indeed wants to get rid of it soon.
Second down, Brady. Quick strike, far side. This is LaFell. Inside the 25, forced out just outside the 23, 13 yards as the Patriots get the first down.
And Brady pulls the trigger on this, a quick pass to LaFell. Watch Walls. Doesn't secure the tackle, and that creates a catch and run for a first down for Brandon LaFell.
LaFell, who has been such a welcome addition, signed that 3-year deal in March. Has brought a physical target for Brady, a guy who can break tackles, as you just saw there. First and 10, Brady throwing off his back foot. Intended for Amendola. It falls incomplete.
After going with so many of those quick passes and then completed them, they were trying to go with a hitch and go. He wanted to go to the outside to Rob Gronkowski. They didn't bite on it, so he just wanted to dump the ball off.
Final 15 seconds could be the final play of the quarter. Second and 10 from just outside the 23.
Watch Gronkowski in the scene.
Brady, contact on a release. Unable to find Gronkowski. 10 seconds left. It'll be third and 10.
Gronk is going to try to settle right in between the linebackers, between Pace. There you can see right there David Harris. That ball's thrown behind Gronkowski. Doing a good job of bracketing Gronk when he's in that seam or in that slot receiver position. Better off maybe using him outside to isolate him in one-on-one coverage.
Gronk today, 6 catches, 31 yards in a short touchdown catch. Third and 10. Brady completes right at the first down marker to LaFell. As that'll take us to the end of the quarter. No first down signal yet. We are through 3. We'll return to MetLife after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Start of the fourth quarter. Patriots coming down the field, down 3. That last pass play, enough for the first down. So first and 10 Patriots from the Jets' 13-yard line. Spiridita, Solomon Wilcox, Otis Livingston, rest of our CBS crew here in Week 16 in East Rutherford. Brady, pump fakes, flushed out, gonna run with it, inside the 5. They'll spot it right around the 2. DeMario Davis, credited with the tackle, an 11-yard run from Brady.
Take a look. They're going to get a lot of guys going out, trying to get into the end zone here. But watch, Brady's just able to move. They only rush 3 defenders, which means you have 8 in coverage, nowhere to go with the football, so Brady takes off for the goal line.
Brady was getting a lot of ribbing from his teammates last week at that 17-yard run. Longest for him in 5 years. Jonas Gray on first down goal to go. Inches a little bit closer. With a 3-point Jet lead, offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels.
Who do you go to if you're Josh McDaniel and Tom Brady when you need a play? Let me see if you were paying attention. Who do you go to here, Spiro?
Gronk?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Second and goal. Gray lunges into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. And New England back in front.
How about pounding the run game? That's not a bad choice either. Much to the delight of Robert Kraft and John Bon Jovi. Right? He's going to like this one. Punching it in. Give it to Jonas Gray. That knee hit the ground. Whoa.
Was there contact made by a Jet defender? Every scoring play subject to automatic review. The knee definitely came down before the ball broke the plane. At least that's what it looked like at first glance. Was contact made by a Jet defender to mark him down short? There's the knee right there. Where is the ball, Sally? It's a little bit less clear
The
than
ruling on the
down,
field
ball
of a touchdown is under further review.
So they will take a look
Timeout.
upstairs. Call on the field, a touchdown run by Jonas Gray. So we'll await the call. 3-point lead for the Patriots at the moment.
Well, take a look at this, because the ball right there is at the goal line as the knee is down. This may be
After
good.
reviewing of the play, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, you need clear visual evidence. Remember, it was ruled a touchdown down on the field. They take a look at it. It goes too close to call, certainly too close to overturn it. Knee down, ball right at the goal line, just breaking the flame from that look.
So Jonas Gray, who's been their lead runner to this point today, puts New England back in front. 5th rushing touchdown of the season, 17-13, Patriots in front. You're watching the NFL on CBS. (17-13) Patriots back in front on the short touchdown run by Jonas Gray after the interception thrown by Geno Smith, who talked about keeping his emotions in check, solid, responding when he's made a mistake. We'll see how he reacts here with the Jets down 4. Short kick, TJ Graham from around his own 3. Out past the 20 and brought down at around the 21. Maybe 22. We go back across the river to JB for an update.
Pittsburgh knows a win, and they're in the postseason.
Ben Roethlisberger's going to find Antonio Brown for the 3-yard score to go up 17-6. Ben was hurt on the play. He's back on the field, and he has his hat on.
Spiro Didi, Sullivan Wilcox, and Otis Livingston.
All right, JB, you heard them. A win for the Steelers clinches a postseason berth. A team that has been up and down. That awful performance here against the Jets 3 or 4 weeks ago. One step closer to a postseason berth. 1st and 10. Smith play action, swings it over the middle, deflected and incomplete. Trying to locate Cumberland. Well, here's what the postseason picture looks like. We talked about New England. A win today gets them a 1st-round bye. Denver, that critical game in Cincinnati, Sally, tomorrow night. And right now, Baltimore losing in their game.
And yeah, all eyes are going to be on that game in Cincinnati for the Monday night game, the Broncos and Bengals, and a lot riding on that game for a lot of different teams.
Ravens right now playing in Houston. So a win for the Patriots gets them that 1st-round bye. A win today and a loss by Denver tomorrow. And the Patriots secure home field throughout the AFC playoffs. This is Agnew on 2nd and 10. Gets close to the 25-yard line. Tackled by Wilfork. As that clock continues to run, 13 minutes and change remaining.
Remember, we talked to Geno Smith, and we talked about these few games, these last few games being an audition for the 2015 season to really set the course of his future. He said, hey, this is going to be a difficult test against the Patriots. And right now, you might say he's playing for his future in terms of how he handles these moments.
Smith from the gun. Patriots coming to the blitz on 3rd and 8. Over the middle. It's caught by Cumberland. Very close to the 1st down. Needed to get to the 32. Devin McCourty on the tackle. And they say 1st down Jets.
Geno hung in there on this play. Look, they're going to come blitzing right off the corner there. Look at this. There's the blitzer, and then he's able to get rid of the football. He's standing in the pocket, even though they're coming after him.
It was Tavon Wilson coming around the edge on that blitz. Picked up beautifully by the Jets. So Cumberland, a 20-yard touchdown catch early in the 2nd quarter. Able to move the chains for the Jets. 1st and 10 from the 31. Smith puts an air under it, finds the big fullback, John Connor, barreling his way inside Patriots territory. 26 yards and a Jet 1st down.
How about Geno recognizing the all-out blitz from the Patriots? Look, they're going to come here, but they're able to slip the fullback, Connor, outside. This is just a real good read and recognition, finding your open receiver, knowing what the defense is trying to do to you. You know, they make the tackle. Huge play for Geno Smith and the Jets offense.
The Terminator With a battering ram, getting the Jets to the New England 42. First and 10. Smith all day to throw. Zips it over the middle. This is Cumberland. Still going. Spinning inside the 30. Down to the 27-yard line. Tackled by Hightower. 15 yards and another first down.
Is Geno Smith playing himself into a bright future? One might say yes. And there it is. There's Cumberland sitting down over the middle. And Patrick Chung has got to secure the tackle. It's one thing to give up the catch. It's another thing to not make the tackle there and disallow the yards after the catch.
Geno just 2-9 as a starter this season. Helped the Jets to that win last Sunday to end the 3-game losing streak. This is Johnson. Second pass gets him to the 25-yard line.
Spiro, big decisions, as we said, for Woody Johnson and the New York Jets this offseason. Do they go into the draft to get another quarterback? Do they allow Rex Ryan to come back or Geno Smith to come back? It's going to be a lot of moving parts this offseason for this franchise, but this is the proving ground. On game day, being able to make plays, that's how you win job and secure your position.
Second and 8. Smith from the gun, takes the handoff, throws it near side end zone, incomplete. Decker blanketed on the play by Browner. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Browner is in position to almost come away with the interception. This ball's underthrown. He's going to make a catch, and watch Decker cut underneath. Decker is trying to come back to the ball. Good coverage by Brandon Brown.
Decker, the 7-catch, 100-yard performance last Sunday. First 100-yard game as a Jet. And what has been an arduous season for them. Had that hamstring tweak in camp. Nagged him through the early part of the year. Finally coming on of late. 3rd and 8. Smith steps up, slings it. Caught. Decker inside the 15. First down Jets. They pick up 13 yards and move the chains again.
The mantra all week long for this Patriots defense has been get off the field on 3rd down. This is a 3rd down play, but watch the route. And Eric Decker working against Brandon Browner. Finds the soft spot in the zone. Good protection again for Geno Smith to make a play, getting it to his receiver. These guys just keep fighting for their head coach, Rex Ryan.
Decker, one of 5 NFL players to post 80 catches and 1,000 yards in each of the last 2 years. First and 10. Smith goes through his progressions. He's going to run it. Runs inside the 10 to the 9. And that clock continues to run. We approach 9 minutes remaining. It will be 2nd down coming up.
And, you know, all game long, I think for the most part, Geno Smith has made good decisions with the football. The one time he got outside of himself and didn't make a good decision, threw the ball late over the middle, intercepted by Jamie Collins. On that play, he didn't want to force the ball into harm's way. He was able to tuck it and run and create a positive game.
Percy Harvin out of the game at the moment with a rib injury. 10 play of the drive, 2nd and 8. Smith has time, under pressure, set. Chandler Jones getting there first for New England.
It's just a 4-man rush. And so they're going to cover with 7. Take a look at it. They pretend, look, there he is, coming around the corner, beating DeBrickashaw Ferguson, but excellent coverage on the back end. Left tackle DeBrickashaw Ferguson got his hands full trying to block Chandler Jones.
First sack of the year for New England's defense, 7th of the season for Jones, who returned last week after missing 6 games with a hip injury. 3rd and 17 back at the 19. Smith over the middle, incomplete. Cumberland takes a vicious hit by Deron Harmon, another former Rutgers product. And the Jets send out Nick Folk in the field goal unit.
Yeah, watch Harmon, number 30. He's coming with bad intentions. Cumberland was better off turning that one down.
Solly, that hurts a little bit more in this kind of weather. As you know, certainly better than I do.
Oh, you feel it. Hot and cold days, but certainly on days like this.
37-yard attempt from Folk to make it a 1-point game. target, and perfect. What else would you expect? Jets and Patriots battling on CBS.
Here we go. Oh, what a grab! Touchdown, Cowboys! We want to have fun today.
What a matchup we have for you coming up next. Andrew Luck and the playoff-bound Colts measuring up against Tony Romo and the first-place Dallas Cowboys. Or some of you will see the Bills and the Raiders. Check your local listings. 1-point Patriots lead, 7:53 to play. Nick Folk, 37-yard field goal to make it a 1-point game. Amendola from inside his own end zone at the sideline. Runs out of bounds just short of the 25-yard line. Sally, we talked about the questions for this Jets organization moving forward, who their coach will be, who their GM will be next year. Will it be John Izek? Will it be someone else making the decisions? So you see the projected draft order at this point. Jets in that number 5 slot with so many needs personnel-wise.
They have a lot of needs, and they're trying to determine if they still have a need at the quarterback position. But I think the biggest need is for Rex Ryan to get some corners to play in this defense. That's if it is Rex Ryan as their head coach next year.
Could very well be his final home game as Jets head coach today. Kareem with a screen pass to Marcus Cohen right after Brady released that pass.
It's very, we'll wait.
6 yards if it stands. Our referee today again is Brad Allen. And this one appears to be coming back.
Illegal formation foul, only 6 players on the line of scrimmage by the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Sally, aside from the quarterback, is cornerback the biggest need, do you think, for the Jets moving forward?
Oh, there's no doubt. There's 2 positions on the football team that get you beat faster than any other. The quarterback position and the cornerback position. Remember, they've given up 29 touchdown passes, 3rd most in the National Football League coming into today's game. They need to improve in that area.
First and 15 after the penalty. Brady's pass for Amendola a little bit low, incomplete. Brady today 20 of 30, 156 yards and a touchdown. Unable to locate Amendola.
And with a good pass rush for the Jets, it's the only thing that keeps Brady from consistently connecting with these receivers in this game. He's frustrated simply because he's been under pressure all day long. And so when you get it to a receiver, boy, they better come down with it.
Now this chess match continuing between Brady and Rex Ryan. He's trying to slow down this vaunted Patriots offense. 2nd and 15. Brady hit on the release. Deflected and picked off by Marcus Williams. It went off the hands of LaFell and right into the breadbasket of the rookie Marcus Williams.
And we've all said pressure leads to picks. Watch the pressure in the face of Tom Brady. He had to throw it before he wanted. Jason Babbitt provides the pressure. You want a pick? That's Williams on the back end. Ball poorly thrown, then deflected right into the hands of Williams. Are you looking for a corner to make a play for Rex Ryan? Williams just did it right there.
First career pick for the 23-year-old undrafted rookie out of North Dakota State. First New England turnover. And now the table set for Geno Smith and his Jet offense. 1st and 10, Chris Johnson. Inches close to the 25 as we go back to the pick.
Here's what Brady is seeing. See the hit right there? And so he's trying to time up that throw on the breaking route from LaFell. LaFell tips it, sort of keeps it alive, and falls right into the hands of Marcus Williams.
7th consecutive start for Williams, signed early in the year in the offseason by Houston, cut. Jets signed him to their practice squad in late September. Made his debut in late October. First career start in a game in Kansas City. This is John Connor on a 2nd down play. Gets inside the 25 to the 24.
Even Bill Belichick said that this defense for the Jets, they don't play with a lot of defensive backs. They stay in their base defense. And that's because, Bill Belichick is now playing with one of Rex Ryan's former corners. And if Rex Ryan had the weapons on the back end of his secondary, he would play with more defensive backs. Not able to do so, but today they are making plays against Tom Brady and this Patriots offense.
3rd and 4, they mark it from the 24. Smith under pressure, sacked. Hightower leading the charge for New England. Loss at 10, second sack of Smith.
It's going to be Hightower. Here he is right here, coming right in the face. See, they sort of get confused between the right tackle, Giacomini, and Bilal Powell at the running back position. They've got to communicate, be able to pick up Hightower. Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator for the Patriots, dialing up his own form of pressure.
Hightower, the third-year linebacker, pushes his career-high sack total to 6. Play clock down to 4. Folks going to try a 52-yard attempt to give the Jets the lead. Penalty markers whistle the play dead. Well, did the Jets get a timeout call from that sideline?
There is no foul on the play, as there was a timeout by the Jets.
Heady play by the Jets sideline, recognizing Solly that the play clock was about to expire. Told you about the postseason implications for Bill Belichick in New England. A win today gets him that first-round bye. Also a victory today and a loss by Denver in Cincinnati tomorrow would give the Patriots home field throughout the AFC playoffs.
And a loss today by the Patriots would put that home field advantage throughout the playoff scenario in peril if the Denver Broncos should win out in their final 2 games.
Week 16 nearing its end, but still so many questions in terms of that postseason picture. 52-yard attempt from Nick Folk. Low kick. Won't get there. And the Patriots maintain the 1-point lead with 5 and change remaining. Patriots trying to get out of here with a win. Folk unable to connect. You're watching the NFL on CBS. So the Jets unable to take advantage of the Brady pick. And that Nick Folk field goal was partially tipped at the line of scrimmage. Brandon Bolden onto the field on 1st and 10. Solly, you see they got it by the fingernail.
It's going to be deflected by Vince Wilfork, the big guy, coming in the middle. Look, just getting, looked like a finger on it right there, but enough to take steam off that kick, causing it to fall short. About Wilfork and his defense. They're made of champions, boy. Tell you that.
As if Wilfork hasn't done enough for this team. May have saved the game here with that first round hanging in the balance. Patriots certainly not out of the woods yet. Plenty of time, 4:38 to play. Jets have 2 timeouts left, 3rd and 7, as this Jet defense trying to get off the field.
They're critical 3rd down, and Belichick talked about it. We got to get off the field on 3rd down, but stay on the field on 3rd down when we're on offense. And right now, Tom Brady's got to find a way to convert this 3rd down into a new set of downs.
A Patriots offense that had been humming during this 10-game stretch, getting everything they could handle today against the Jets' upper point. 3rd and 7, quick strike, Amendola inside Jet territory. Looks as though he may be just short of that first down. This will depend on the spot. Needed to get to the 48. Favorable spot for the Patriots.
You know, when you win 6 straight AFC East Division titles, yeah, you're good, but you also have to be tough. Now, this is just kind of giving up your body a little bit for Danny Amendola. He had a wall of blockers out in front of him, but he went lunging for that first down mark.
Solly just mentioned it. Patriots winning that AFC East Division for a 6th consecutive year last week. They want at home field throughout, they appear to be about an inch or two short. Sally, what do you do if you're Belichick?
You go for it. And you know Belichick, he's not shy about these 4th and inches. And in many occasions, Tom Brady will keep it on the quarterback sneak. So if you're the Jets defense, you better be ready when they march up to the line of scrimmage. He'll go quick count on you and keep it himself.
You see what the Patriots have done on 4th down. 4th and inches. And they've got everything messed up inside. And now a challenge flag has been thrown out by Rex Ryan.
New York is challenging the ruling on the field of a first down.
Sally, did we miss something? It said 4th and inches in the stadium. Officials signaled that it was short, but they say that the call on the field was a first down and a challenge on the spot. So some confusion inside. They finally got it figured out. Rex Ryan throwing that challenge flag out, and they'll take another look.
Go ahead and take a look at it. It's just a quick little screen here to Danny Amendola. It's got to get right there to the 48, right there. I initially thought it was going to be a first down. Now, when they marked it with the chains, it showed that it was short of the first down marker.
The replay booth was not even aware that the officials on the field had given New England a first down. So all kinds of confusion between the booth and the officials downstairs. Call on the field is a New England first down. That is being reviewed at the moment as Rex Ryan threw out the challenge flag to question the spot. And where was Amendola's knee down? That first down marker at the 48. And this was the marking. You see from that point, appeared to be at least an inch short from that vantage point. Solid, but somewhere the line of communication was interrupted.
Well, I don't know that I saw the official signal that it was the first down by motioning that arm going forward.
So 1-point lead for the Patriots, 4:03 to play. Patriots with all 3 timeouts, Jets with 2. But they could very well lose one here if they lose the challenge.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field of a first down stands. New York has charged the timeout on the first challenge.
A strange sequence ends in the Patriots' favor, and to make matters worse for the Jets, they lose a valuable timeout.
From the 48.
Football spotted right at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 as New England looking for some breathing room on the scoreboard.
And now if you're the Jets, you anticipate that the Patriots are going to try to run the football here to try to eat time off the clock. So expect Rex Ryan and that defense. They're going to blitz every gap, anticipating a run play. Try to stop the run for the Patriots.
Gronkowski in motion. Looks like some pre-snap movement left side of the New England front.
False start. Offense, number 61. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's the first false start penalty against the Patriots today. So 4:03 to play. Solly, the Jets desperately trying to keep New England out of field goal range and keep this game a one-possession affair.
We talked about the Patriots wanting to run the football and run time off the clock. You got to be aware of them breaking tendencies and keep everyone in front of you.
First and 15. Brady's pass deflected. Caught by Amendola. Brought down at the Jets 47. Deflected at the line by Richardson. They pick up 7.
No, it was real fortunate this one wasn't intercepted. After being tipped at the line of scrimmage, look at Sheldon Richardson right there, 91, tips it, falls right in the hands of Danny Amendola. You know, we talk about on defense, you intercept all tips and overthrows, but Patriots fortunate to come down with it.
Season high for Amendola, 51 yards receiving on 7 catches. 2nd and 8. Brady has time. Amendola again. First down, Patriots. Amendola inside the 35 to the 34. He picks up a dozen, and they move the chains.
Tom Brady said, Danny Amendola, it was time for him to step up. Look at that. Nice little option route against Antonio Allen, able to make the catch. He's now the Patriots' leading receiver in the game.
Moved up in the depth chart with the absence of Julian Edelman. Back home in New England, dealing with the aftershocks of the concussion, also a thigh injury. 1st and 10 Patriots from the Jet 34. Keep it on the ground. This is Bolden. A 3rd-year running back inside the 30. The clock continues to run as we will inch closer to the 2-minute warning. Jets with 1 timeout left. And down a point.
Yeah, nifty running there by Bolden. Rex Ryan, they've got to go in and get a stop here. Trying to conserve the timeout, but this is it. Right now, you got to turn the offense back if you plan on getting this football back and using your 1 timeout plus the 2-minute warning.
Well, this Patriots team came in red-hot winners of 9-10 after they stumbled out of the gates, that 2-2 start. Trying to get out of here with a road win. They lead Rex Ryan's Jets by a point at the 2-minute warning. One-point lead for New England, 2nd and 4. Final 2 minutes from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Gronkowski in motion. Bolden alone setback. This is Bolden, the undrafted 3rd-year running back out of Mississippi. Jets solid with that 1 timeout left, and they will take it right here. I want to take you back to the confusion on that what appeared to be a 4th down play, Sally. You see Brad Allen, the official, no call. Usually you'll have a signal right there. Still hasn't said anything. You'll see Allen kind of signal for the 1st down right there.
And right there,
he very strange.
Which is way late. But then watch the chain gang. They're confused. They haven't flipped the marker to 1st down. It's 4th down. And look, they're setting the chains as if it's still a 4th down play. And that's where there's some confusion even for Rex Ryan.
That's what we were looking at. And so they finally got it figured out and looked at it after the Rex Ryan challenge. Jets lose a timeout. And now faced with a critical defensive sequence on a 3rd and 1 for the Patriots. And now New England will take a timeout.
Going back to that moment on 4th down, remember Rex Ryan was confused. He was forced to kind of use not necessarily the timeout, but challenge it, which ended up costing him a timeout. And right now he's got to be really incensed that he had to burn a timeout after losing the challenge.
Well, this could very well be the final home game for Rex Ryan. And he's going out as blustery as ever. His first home win as Jets, ironically, here against New England 6 years ago after taking the job. One of a number of memorable games between these two teams since he took over here in New York.
He said on that day the stadium shook and that he would never forget it. And right now they need to stop here on 3rd and 1. Be careful of play action pass here because Brady will fake a run and go ahead and throw it.
Jets are out of timeouts. A quick snap it. Bolden to the outside. 1st down New England. Inside the 10. It'll be 1st down, goal to go. Brandon Bolden, who had been resting most of the day. 16 yards and a New England 1st down.
He just runs right around the end. Antonio Allen, 39. You've got to contain the football. His help, DeJuan Landry, 26. David Harris, 52. They were all waiting inside. All you got to do is turn that ball back inside, and you're probably going to get yourself a stop.
Bolden, the grandson of Frank Pitts, who played 10 years in the NFL for Kansas City. mid-60s to the mid-70s, a member of Kansas City's Super Bowl winning team in Super Bowl IV. Biggest play so far for the Patriots as they try to put this game on ice. Jets unable to stop the clock. And Sally, you wonder if this will be the last time we see Rex as the Jets head coach in the stadium.
A valiant effort by his football team with a young quarterback like Geno Smith, who played well. The defense, for the most part, putting a lot of pressure on Tom Brady today.
Special thanks to our crew, our producer Victor Frank, Chris Fenson, our director. Rest of the guys, Andy Freeman, Justin Haley, Jay Theano, our statistician Paul Evans, Gary Brown, and our spotter Rich Ganner. So many decisions that Woody Johnson will have to make. So much talk swirling about their embattled general manager John Idzik. New time for the New England Patriots. A 10th win in their last 11 games. They secure a first-round bye and move one step closer to clinching home field throughout the AFC playoffs.
Both coaches have a lot of respect for one another and often giving us a real competitive matchup regardless of their records.
Fourth consecutive meeting between these two decided by 3 points or less. So the Patriots get the win, go to 12-3. A loss by Denver tomorrow in Cincinnati would secure home field throughout the AFC playoffs for Belichick and the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots get a first-round bye for the 5th consecutive season, something they're very familiar with.
Rex's Jets gave him all they can handle, but the Patriots get out of here with a win. Now 10-1 over their last 11. Coming up next, most of you will see Andrew Luck and the Colts take on Tony Romo and the Cowboys. Now for Solomon Wilcox, Otis Livingston, rest of our CBS crew, Spiro Ditas saying so long from East Rutherford. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.